Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm doing all right. Today is going to be a bit different. Story time. So, yeah, this is going to be story time. Um, Hashtag or just that number symbol one. So, it's going to be story time number one. This is the first of many story times. Okay, so welcome to story time. Gather round, lads. Gather round, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Gather round. Okay? So this story in particular, right now it's the beginning, it's January 2026. Okay? This happened, I don't know when exactly, maybe 2021 or 2022. No, it happened in 2023, obviously. Actually, this is easy, okay? This is easy for me. So, I had been looking into different spiritual practices for those last couple months leading up to this, and I learned about something called the sacred secretion. After 3 or 4 months of learning about it, researching it, and understanding it better, I was actually able to successfully tap into it, and it was the strongest one. My very first time having it happen to me. I've done it multiple times between then and now, but it was the first time was the strongest by far, as if it was 32 years of pent up energy and then it all got released. It was insane. I could feel the condensed ball of energy is what it felt like, slowly going to the front part of my brain and then up here and gathered, and then it went to the back, and then I felt, then as I took long exhales at the end of my breaths, I felt it going down a little, then a little, and went down to the base of my spine. 15 to 30 minutes later in meditation, I was able to then again do that long inhale and even longer exhale, and every exhale pushed it up my spine a little more till it finally got to my cerebrum or cerebellum or whatever. This area that they refer to as the light of the world, the optic thalamus, that's what it is. And when that happens, millions of dormant brain cells are activated, reactivated. Your brain goes from using like 10 to 20 or 30% of your potential output to way more. I don't know what the number is, so I'm not going to make up some random number. But let's just say your brain activity is boosted significantly for an elongated period of time, okay? And people know all about this. This is not news. But what's funny is this sacred secret or sacred secretion was kept a secret from people for many, many years. Before the internet, it was gate kept. People were gatekeeping the hell out of this. You know what I mean? Because what it did is it gave the people who knew how to tap in every month, it gave them a huge advantage over everybody else. Imagine if everybody's IQ is here, and every month you can tap into a supernatural ability that puts you way up here. The businesses you create, the thoughts you have, the ideas that you come up with, they're going to be way better and way more effective than if you were down there vibrating at this lower frequency. Which is funny because some people think, oh, I'm vibrating high. They have no idea until they tap into things like this. They have no idea. Like, our high vibration is right here, dude. When you're tapped in, it skyrockets. I can't even fit it in the camera how much bigger it is and how much better it is, okay? But anyways, this isn't a deep dive on my spiritual transformative journey. This is just a quick example. Now, things started connecting, questions that I had in my mind for months. The answers were right there at the tip of my tongue. I could taste the future. I could understand what was really going on. And for some reason, one of the first things that popped up in my mind was to go search on Amazon. So I was searching on Amazon, and something popped up out of nowhere. It just happened to show me, right? It was an electromagnetic frequency detector, known as an EMF reader or an EMF detector. This little bad boy, I'm pretty sure, right? And I got this. It's like 20, 30 bucks, maybe 38 or $40. And once you get it, you have it. Now, what's stupid about this is here, that stretches out to the antenna to pick things up better if you need to. But for the most part, I never had to even do that. Okay, you can look through this thing and it's going to show red. And anything when it's on and it makes the beep noise and stuff, anything that you point it towards, if you're going to point it at a camera lens or like a hidden thing to pick up audio, it is going to flash red back at you. like there's like that like kind of vibrant red, but like a darker shade in a way. It's gonna, and if it's normal and something regular, you're not gonna get that at all. Okay, so I just, that popped up and I said, click it, buy it. Oh, and I was just in like everything mode, like everything is coming to me for a reason, and it turns out it did. So I ended up getting this bad boy, and when I opened it up, the first thing I did was read about how to use it properly with the instructions which came with it. After that, I had this weird feeling in my head. I started testing electronics, so like my PS4, whatever. Obviously, I didn't find anything at that point. So then I go to my smoke detectors. Okay, we have one. We had one. This is not the. By the way, this story taking place. It's not in the place I live in now. Thank God. Okay. So, anyways, there were three smoke detectors, I believe. One in the main room, like the kitchen slash living room area. That's fine, nothing. I used it, nothing wrong. I looked through, no red coming back at me. Then there were two more smoke detectors in our apartment, one in my room and one in my parents' room, okay? And I need to let you know that both of them, so I checked mine first, both of them did come back with the red thing. So I double checked it. I checked it with a normal smoke detector, and I was like, this is crazy, bro. This is insanity, because this is confirmation that it is a hidden camera. Then I quickly type in whatever I had to type in, smoke detector hidden camera or whatever, and they're like $200 to $500 depending on the quality of them. So you can either buy them all set up like that, or what other people could probably do is take a normal smoke detector and make sure it still works and put a hidden camera in it. But this was one that was definitely bought. I'm pretty sure that was just bought. They didn't have to hack it and all this stuff. So I'm freaking out. And then I'm like, oh my God, dude, this has been here since we moved in. Because there's no way somebody put it there like when we were gone, and you know what I mean? And all this stuff. And it's freaking me out. And then that's when I started noticing a lot more of the gang stalking activity, because now they know that I know. I obviously don't know who did it. I still don't know who did it or who it was. But I knew the jig was up halfway because I knew what was going on. So I took a deck of playing cards, and I took the King of Hearts, because I was a king in that moment, and I was showing my heart, I guess, right? So I took it and I put it over the smoke detector's little, they have this little bubble, clear bubble, and it flashes red to show low battery or when it goes off or whatever. That was the camera lens, my friend. It's so small, but it's a pinhole camera, right? So I put the playing card over it and I taped it over it, and then that way they can't see me anymore. So when they see it stops working, they're going to rewind to the point before it got blacked out. They're going to realize the kid put a playing card. Then they're going to rewind a little more and watch me use that thing and go, so now they know that I know, like for a fact, because they're going to see me using that thing. They're not going to think I just thought of it and maybe I'm tripping. No, I know for a fact. So they're like, dang, this kid knows for a fact. So then for the next, like, I don't know, 2 to 6 weeks, I end up seeing some weird stuff. Like when I'm walking around, and when they talk about gang stalking, that you'll hear this common phrase used. It's called street theater, because they put on this act for you, okay? And some people will be talking, I'll be at the library trying to study and do whatever I'm doing, or watch a video and just pass time, and then I'll hear people talking about stuff like they'll use a certain name that I was using earlier, like a very particular name or a word. And just to kind of let me know when I'm listening, just to let me know, yeah, we know all about you. We're keeping tabs on you. Like, and I thought, oh, this is just some stupid coincidence because I'm seeing the divine spark and I'm seeing the connection and everything because I'm in sacred secretion mode, right? So I'm like, oh, no, that's just a whatever. Then it happens like several times over and over. And I'm like, that's not coincidence anymore, bro. This is weird. They're doing this intentionally. They're doing this thing to mess with me, dude. So I don't know where the gang stalking came from either. And this is that kind of little trump card, is even if you find out, even if you find a freaking hidden camera or two and you find this and you find out, right, you're still not going to be able to catch them red-handed and get them in trouble, or to find them and confront them physically. You can't do stuff like that. And that's their little, haha, we got you still, like we're still better than you and all this. But dude, darkness will always be exposed in the end, you know what I mean? So, but just So, like I was mentioning, dude, I ended up having this thought to go to Amazon, the website, and then I saw an EMF reader. I bought it instantly, not knowing why. Then I used it and found out that I was being like watched, and my family was being like watched. You know what I mean? And that was so enraging, especially as a man, because I'm not that much of a provider because I'm not like rich by any means. I'm very poor financially, but I'm definitely the other role of a man, which is a protector. So I feel like, oh my God, I need to protect them, you know? So I was getting so mad, you know? But, anyways, but these people, dude, they were doing the street theater and they were mad at me because I caught them red handed. Like, they should really be mad at themselves for being losers, but instead they were mad at me. So they're like, you know, step up the gang stalking, or the gang stalking was going on the whole time. I was not aware of it because I was not seeing in the spirit realm. You know what I mean? But once I saw it like heavily manifest that much more in the physical, it was so obvious. It was plain as day. I was in shock, you know? How deep in was I really, you know? And why me? Why us? Why, dude? And then not only why, but these other questions like who? Who is secretly recording me? You know, why, who, and why? And then I ended up even finding keys at my old apartment complex on the ground. And I looked at them, and inscribed, like chiseled into each key, is the name, like a number rather, and like, you know, like 4402, 4401, 4406, 4408, one different one on each key. And I quickly realized in my head they were all to that floor's a key to each one, like many of the rooms on that same floor. So two things popped up into my head. Either one, a worker was in our apartment when we were gone, when none of us were there. So he was there without our permission, sneaking around, right? And accidentally left their spare keys to everyone's apartment in our apartment. And we found it and we were like, oh my God, you know, and they're probably like, oh, where's the keys? Oh, I left it there. And their heart probably dropped because they're like, oh, I could get so hemmed up for that, because they're going to start to put clues together, right? Or number two, maybe it wasn't a worker who was there. Maybe it was just some dangerous people who were able to buy and make copies of the keys to 4 or 5 of these different apartments, including ours, by the way, and accidentally dropped the spare keys in our apartment, because I don't recall any day where we let some guy come over who worked for the place and, oh, he might have dropped his keys. It wasn't like that, bro. It just wasn't, you know? But I couldn't like get people in trouble. I don't know who it is, you know, or even necessarily pinpoint who it was. So, but anyways, I just share this to you not to be like, oh, look at this crazy story I went through. It's because this may happen to you or a loved one or a friend of a friend. Just let people know things like this, that, hey, maybe you should check these things that don't look like cameras and see if they're cameras. And, you know, the eye test isn't always that great. So invest in something like this, like a cheapo deepo little thing, and it will be able to let you know. So my recommendation, number one, when you move into a new place, use an EMF reader in order to fully secure your living space. Then you can move your wife and kids in and stuff like that. Number two, always have one person at home so that nobody can plant cameras or audio recording equipment when you're gone. Okay? Always have somebody home if you can do that. If you have enough people who live at your place, say 2 people are working, the other person can be at home and not go out until somebody comes back. That way somebody's always there, and you always have the fort locked down. Okay? 3, always record and report any findings. Okay, that is your proof, that is your accountability, that is you trying to get stuff done. Number 4, be aware of your surroundings, people, places, things, everything, you know. Number 5, keep your circle small. Okay, or even non-existent. If you're surrounded by a bunch of weirdos and people you can't even trust or feel vibes with anyways, then just cut them off, dude. It's better to be alone than be with a bunch of fakes, dude. I'm telling you. But yeah, and number 6, an added recommendation, obviously, protection. I'll just leave it at that. Make sure that you can protect your house if somebody comes through that door. But yeah, but definitely invest in something like this because it could change everything, you know? It's a hell of a story. It's just such a weird occurrence, right? But that's all I got in this video. Until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you all. Peace.